Hey guys, what's up? And welcome back to Scorn, the Scare Zone special. I should have flipped those. The Scare Zone Scorn special. um, Hi. Welcome back. Last episode, we got a little angry. And this episode, we're not going to do that. This episode, we're going to be normal. And we're going to love life. And we're going to be content with the moment. Because we killed all of those fucking babies. And we don't have to do it again. And if we do, I'm quitting the game. But we won't. And I won't. Last episode, we found out that Percival has rendered our arms useless. Over here, clearly like a reload station. It's not possible. Over there, that like courtyard shortcut that we have been looking forward to so much, can't access it. I would bet money that here in Lag's world, I bet we couldn't even put a damn thing in the slot. So we have to figure out another option. We have to do something about Percival. Now, I don't make this decision lightly. I've been tolerating Percival's noxious presence for so long because I thought maybe this parasitic relationship that we're in can someday become symbiotic. And that's not what happened. He turned my arms into meat. And he's the guy who's holding all our items. And we can't unequip or reload this gun. And I'm sick to bastard death of him. Oh, this might work. That might work. There's a button door over there. There's a button door over here. There's another torture device over here. At least I can use this. Come on. Give me that good juice. Give me that good juice excellence. We're just gonna eat all of it, aren't we? No, we're not. We're only gonna eat 3. That's still a lot. I'm not pleased about that result, to be direct with you. So what happens if we do this? Oh. Timer. Quick. Oh. I see. This isn't doing what I thought it would. Grew back. Oh. Okay. We have to get a woman pregnant. It's the only way. Or we have to... I hate this. We're already out of juice. Okay, so it regrows if I go into this hallway, because that was really quick, right? That was really quick. I could open that. No, I couldn't. Because it's stuck to my arm. I thought this was like a slot, but it's not. Wait. Okay, so, guys, you're not gonna believe this. I haven't used this button this whole playthrough. Check this out. Or, well, it didn't work exactly as I thought it would, but it's supposed to show our whole inventory. We just can't unequip our weapon right now, so the animation failed. But we have... We have to stab ourselves so that we can open the door. I want to open a door twice. That's a 5er! Shit! Okay. Go ahead, regrow. You're allowed. I did what I had to do. It's a 5er. Damn you. The silliest number. Percival. He's getting on my fucking nerves now. I hope whatever's in this room makes you upset. Ah. Easy. Yeah. Okay. We have to go stab ourselves. They better be giving me a full suite of juice, okay? After all this shit is over, okay? We've only seen things that are like 1/5 full of blood. But one of these days, we need to fucking hunker down and just like give us the juice, you know? We don't need to hunker down, they do. It's their fault. I don't know if we have enough health to do this because we were fucking around for too long. As usual in this game. This game's so punishing for like no reason. I guess fair enough. Fair enough. It's thematically relevant. Now, I just wish this had more juice in it. Now, I think we're actually gonna do that one and then just sprint across the way here. I think that'll be faster than having to zigzag. Yeah, grow up. Move! Press a button, open door. Look inside, see what's in store. Alright, what's over here? Partial man. Hello, my name is Partial Man. Attorney at law. This is sick. Third leg, am I right, fellas? Yeah, okay. Just like a cool sort of balcony. Oh, are we gonna Prometheus this thing off of us? No, we have to stab ourselves first and be really fast about it. One last time, for old time's sake, am I right? Just fucking jump into the medbay bed thing. The fact that I know there's a timer and it locks me in that animation for so long stresses me out, even though I know it's not that big of a deal. Get in there! Oh my god! Close it! Climb, you fool! What's happening? How am I supposed to do this? Am I doing it right? It sure is flailing. Oh, it yanked it off of me. Yeah, give me my shit back, man. We're done, Percival. I never want to see you again. Does he have all our fucking items? God damn him to hell. It's a beautiful, beautiful day out though, huh? This place must have been like the place to be, huh? This is where like quote unquote like civilization happened, not the like ugly underbelly that we've been inhabiting this whole time. This is where like the Enlightenment shit occurred. Alright, let's limp out of here. That was cool. That was cool. The game devs are clearly fellow Giga Chad Prometheus enjoyers. You have to respect that. Is there anything down there? No. Not that I would be able to do anything about it, but... Now, what noise am I hearing? It's been so long since I've had normal dude arms. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you too. Alright. Somebody's got to get pregnant by the end of this video, right? Whether it be me, Percival, or one of those ladies, someone's given birth in this temple. God damn it. Oh, don't be dramatic, Scorn. Nice medical table. It just pried it off of us. It didn't actually heal us at all. At least the girl in Prometheus got healed afterwards. Prometheus this, Prometheus that. Shut up. I love that movie. You're not... Hey. You're not allowed to make fun of me for liking Prometheus. Because I'm right. You know I'm right. This is what Ridley Scott wanted for 3. But Covenant sucked shit, so it's probably not going to happen. I hope 3 happens, and I hope it's good. Because ending on Covenant sucks so bad. Oh, right. Something's actually happening in the game. Sorry. Oh, we're open. Just like the boss from last episode. Our little flaps are open and our baby's exposed. Gentlemen? The choir. Such cool design in this game. I love this game. What did I just hear? I did not just hear... Wow. I did not hear that sound. In laggy world? At no less? I have to activate the woman so that the temple does something. My dying wish. Oh. I can't sprint. Will this put me back together? Oh, man. I don't think I wanted to do this. What? It's jacking me off like the Halo suit? Can you fix me? I don't know if they're fixing me, folks. Just toss it aside. Fuck, I wish I would have limped over there and looked to see what that wall was. Why'd they tug my meat first? I'm mommy? switch. Oh, guys, check this out. Switch is spacebar. Okay, now what's going on over here? Oh, Scorn, buddy, you're not looking good. He's just kind of stabbing you in the same spot over and over again. What purpose does that serve? Oh, your strand's kind of weak, bro. You gotta... Maybe if you work it out a little bit more, you'll be more like your friends here. Fellow mommy. Okay, maybe it's a good thing that I didn't go all the way over here as the limping guy just to see the same shit that I would have seen anyway. Okay, so we have more fertility imagery, I'll say. What is this? Oh, we're not bleeding like he was. Strong woman. This is a real girl boss, ladies and gentlemen. The brain is entangled into this meat mural. The mind is just like a hole. Okay. Let's see what happens. Okay. So let's switch to mommy number 2. Good luck, boys. Boys and their torture, I swear. Do I also do this? I don't see why not. Might as well. It's not like it hurts these ones. These ones? Hey, the loading screen! You're the loading screen. Your skull is backwards. You've got 2 of them, like Voldemort. Okay. That sure didn't work. Can we get a 3rd guy in here? Come on. Come on, Doc. Why you gotta keep stabbing this man? Oh, let me borrow that. Oh. Okay. Okay. Come with me, my boy. We're still going. The grind never stops. We gotta keep stabbing this man. How much of this do I have to blur, would you think? We're like anchored to the ceiling, aren't we? I guess they didn't want to show that, so they won't let me look at that angle. let's pause. Switch women. She just going to work. That brain ain't detached to nothing. Right. Let's just... Okay. I can't move my vision anymore. I can't control where I'm walking either. I can't strafe, so we're just moving forward. We're moving whatever way it wants us to move. It's still going. We're still stabbing him. Scorn's very bad, no good, terrible, awful, god damn it day. I hate this shit. I hate the forced slow walking. Like, I get it. I'm taking it in. Trust me. Like, I can stop at any time. If I want to move, I would like to move. Oh no, we're back to being Scorn? Oh no! Percival. Percival, no! No! Percival, no! Swap to a woman, quick! Now wait. Are there multiple endings, or is this the only way it can possibly end? I love the textures loading in. Could I have avoided this? There's two of me? Could I have avoided that? I'm just a little stump? I'm just a little stump. Is that it? Is that it? I just become a weird guy? Alright, we've reached an ending. No holds barred. Let's fucking... Hold on. I'm getting to the bottom of this. Okay, now wait just a damn minute. This is interesting. This is interesting. So, first of all, I'm here to confirm. Yes, that is the one and only ending according to IGN. Maybe there's a super secret one where if you do everything right. But I'm not especially surprised, I suppose. Or I guess I was surprised, but I don't think I should have been surprised, frankly. Not sure a sort of Nirvana-esque fulfilling of a prophecy or whatever would have made sense for this game's kind of vibe. From the very beginning, the lesser creatures were being crushed by more advanced ones. In this just sort of like violent churning machine of a society, right? Or I guess less of a society, more of a pecking order. So it's fair enough that we didn't like win, quote unquote. The thing that's interesting, so the Parasite, Percival, right? In Act 1 or whatever, right? The first guy we were, when we slunk those tippies into the big tree, you remember? Those like pods? I just realized I only make up these weird words when I'm talking about that tree. I don't think I've done that incredibly frequently ever since that sequence. So, all right, whatever. But when the tree absorbed us, we came out of an egg in a wall. And I assumed we were the same guy. But that might not be the case, considering the fact that Percival had our face. I was confused about it in the parasite removal bed. I was like, why am I looking at the camera like this? I don't, like, why am I grabbing my own neck and pulling me up? Like, I didn't realize that was the parasite. So I guess from the time we came out of that wall egg to the very end of the game, we were a different guy than the guy we were at the beginning. If I'm like reading this correctly. And to be fair, I don't know how much of this game I'm reading correctly, but that's interesting. So from the beginning, our protagonist is just like fucking doomed. And then and then the ending, yeah, we had like two heads where we sort of merged into one wiggly tree. Ooh, and that like also makes sense why we had to get our like little spike interface key thing back after the first like episode or two. Why we had to like regain all of our like items. And it explains why Percival had our fucking gun. At first, I thought that he was just mad we like stole it from him, because it was like attached to like an umbilical cord, right? But like looking back on it, I guess he was Scorn and we were Scorn. And in the end, we united to become Scorn. But I'm still going to call him Percival for easy reasons. Huh. So Percival just. He really wandered all the way across the desert to ate shit at the bottom of a ravine and then activated a nuclear reactor and got absorbed by goop. And the elephant's foot turned him into the gaping dragon. Am I reading? Am I interpreting this correctly? Interesting. Okay. I will say before I read into the before I read more about other people's interpretations, because I do think this is really interesting and I want to talk about it. I want to talk about my interpretations. Straight off the bat, raw. Because I read a little bit about Percival. Like, I read on IGN their, like, ending explained page that's like, who is the Parasite? And I was like, I don't know, I assumed he was just some creature. Like, you know? And then they were like, he's actually the Act 1 protagonist. And I was like, what? And so then the previous couple of minutes happened where I was talking about it. And I was like, yeah, I guess that makes sense. But I want to talk about that ending where we turn into a tree. And I don't know if I remember enough details from over the course of the game. I'm not a guy that notices little details and then puts them together very well when it comes to unspoken storytelling. At least not. I'm not able to visually see something and like interpret it as something. You know, I don't know. I can read a bunch of little snippets like in Dark Souls, but and put those together. I'm good at that, but like in terms of like critical thinking, okay, what is this? I'm a little forgetful. So that's why I'm going to probably read about it, but in terms of thematic elements, I'm your guy. So let's talk about the thematic elements of this fucking game. Like I said, it's a very cruel and uncaring world, right? People are just sort of like cannon fodder, gears in the machine, just sort of like thrown into a furnace and burned for the power of the Empire, is what I'm picking up from this society, right? Now, the IGN says that there's like 5 acts. I feel like there's more like 3 or 4, maybe. 3 or 4, maybe. Because I'm like, okay, Act 1, we are Scorn. Or we are Percy, I guess. Act 2, we meet Percy. Act 3, welcome to the jungle. You're in the Lotus Pod meat world. Creatures attack you. Bradley gets angry at puzzles world. That's where Act 3 feels like it falls for me. Then the final act is, of course, the Sex Temple. I don't really know how IGN categorizes the acts, but that's how I feel. It feels a lot like there were a couple of different vibes we were getting. There was the first vibe of like, okay, this place is empty and its machines are a little fucked up. And then the second vibe we got where it's like, this place is decaying. Like, this world is dying actively. The buildings are flaking and dissolving and falling apart like ash in your hand, but like ash in the wind. But then it's like, okay. Then there's like this whole transportation system that's infected by this like hive of creatures. There was a flappy man who was birthing them out of their back. And then we get to the sex temple, and that's where, like, you know, the culturally enlightened sort of met up, and they were like, do you want to become one brain? And everyone's like, yeah. That's what I'm getting from that. So what does the ending mean? I don't know. Feels kind of like a man versus nature kind of story, you know? And I feel like it ended in a stalemate. Or maybe nature won. Not sure. Because it really seems like being rooted to the spot as a weird tree feels like a stalemate to me, right? But maybe maybe the parasite stopping us from reaching nirvana or whatever the fuck that was. Maybe that means that nature won, and like just the world is left to decay and regrow in its own twisted way. I think there were a lot of parts in the game that was sort of like machines being overgrown by meat tendrils, and us being overgrown by the parasite. And then you get to the apex of the civilization in the sex temple, and none of that's there until we bring Percival in. And then, you know, it seems like that was the last. This civilization seems to me like they were trying to reach some sort of fucked up enlightenment at the expense of everything. Kind of like Bloodborne, like I mentioned, where they're just like, fuck the lower castes, fuck the animals, fuck the world. We're gonna become one brain, and it's gonna be awesome. Just a sec. So, like, it seems like they were, you know, trying to do something up there, right? And it seems like, as a counterpoint to that, the creatures below were sort of creating their own way of living down there and turning into their own fleshy mass. The brain versus the body, if you will. And so when we brought all that shit up in a last-ditch attempt, because we're the last guy, right? We're the last Scorn. We're trying to reach the temple and do whatever the fuck ritual we were supposed to do. I don't know if it was to, like, reignite our civilization or to become one with them. We kind of did. We got a little bit of a tendril in that brain. So I guess that wasn't so bad. Why'd they jack us off? Why'd they do that? Okay, so interestingly, this whole world seems sort of like biological, right? Its machines are like made of like bony carapace and like chitin and like fleshy components, right? But that's the seemingly man-made biology, whereas like the like spitters and bull chargers and flappy daddies and go-go's and spindlies, all those guys in acts like 3 and 4, all right, in like the railway system with the balls puzzle and Papa Gizzard, it feels like I say that they're more nature because it's like almost like an infection, you know? Like this biological world is like there's some sort of parasitic relationship happening. Our relationship with Percival is probably like a microcosm of what's happening planet-wide of, you know, the the formerly strong, now weak, being preyed on by the formerly weak, now strong. If that makes sense. IGN describes it as, you know, being infected by a parasite. I believe that would be infested, maybe. But, yeah, some sort of like mass mutation seems to have occurred. And I guess the buildings are starting to decay because they're feeding off of it. Kind of like how when you see a dead tree that's full of mushrooms, right? You could tell it's dead because the mushrooms are feeding off of it and it'll fall down soon because it's structurally being weakened by the organisms that are feeding off of it. And it's not a one-to-one example, but maybe it is. Who knows? Are these mutated organisms, right? Are these organisms we find throughout the game parasitic, like Percival? Or are they just merely feeding off of what's left after, you know, the Scorns sort of fucked everything up for themselves, you know? Is this nature reclaiming the planet? Or is this sort of like the last dying gasp of something that sort of did it to itself? Maybe both. So the ritual that happened, right? Let's break that down. So in the sex temple, they were putting fetuses into eggs and then putting the eggs into a stronger body. So there's clearly a common theme of them trying to transfer consciousness from one body to the other, or allowing one body to control another, kind of like a parasite, if you think about it. And it seems their ultimate goal was some sort of enlightenment. IGN posits it could have also been some sort of method to escape, given that like weird heaven portal we find at the end of the game. But what do? We use our blood to power up 2 pregnant women who are stronger than us. We let a machine carve us up and attach us to the hive mind, which gives us access to the stronger pregnant women that we like control. Why did it jack us off when it did that? Regardless, after that, seemingly, they were carrying us to this light show when we got interrupted by Percival and turned into a tree. Just a little lump. And probably sealing the fate of this world forever, because we seem to have been the last guy who woke up. And we seem to have, like, kind of closed the door behind us. And maybe even fucked it up for the guys who did manage to escape, if that was even what that light show meant. If that was like a portal or something, I mean. Or if it was like the last stand, like if that's where real civilization is, you know. If that's like, you know, a location-based concept, we probably fucked it up by planting one of our or becoming goop machine planted right on their fucking front doorstep, they're probably none too pleased with us. But I feel like whatever the light show was, I kind of also like the idea that these sort of enlightened ivory tower motherfuckers sort of cloistered themselves up in the sex temple after figuring out how to transfer consciousness between bodies. And they sort of cut themselves off from the, the dregs below and united as one into one, like, glorious hive mind. And now they're getting what's coming to them because we're planted right in front of them now. So if they did just sort of like retreat into their like mind palace rather than like some sort of like physical like leaving their bodies behind, but like, spiritually ascending into the light, if they were just sort of like mentally escaping into one organism, then they're fucked. And if they did escape, well, I guess we'll never know. We sure didn't. We sure... we did not ascend. We failed. At the end of 2001: A Space Odyssey, he just crash lands on a random-ass planet. He's just like, oh, fuck. He's like, I am light and I am the universe. And then he just, like, accidentally, like, hits a black hole. He gets sucked in. And he's dead and the book ends. Anyway. Gross game. Very cool. I had a really good time. Sorry I talked for 20 minutes. More than that. Yeah. I had a great time. And hopefully you guys did as well. The ending was weird, but it wasn't disappointing, I think. The combat sucked. The combat was fucking annoying. I hated it. I hated every second of it. Every like challenge like that I faced in the combat pissed me off. And every challenge that I faced in the puzzles, one of them pissed me off, but mostly the puzzles were great. That puzzle that pissed me off with the four wheels that like turned, I don't know what, I just hated it, that one. My brain doesn't really work like that, I guess. But yeah, overall I really like the puzzles. Puzzles are like a 4 out of 5 for me. Fucking atmosphere's obviously 5 out of 5 for sure. Story, there's not much story. Not in a bad way. But I would give it the story would be like a 3 or 4 out of 5. I mean, like, I talked for 20 minutes about it, Yeah, I'll give it a 4. And like, combat sucked. 2 out of 5. 2. I'll give it a 2. Combat didn't suck. That's not right. That's mean. A combat... I didn't like it. I didn't like combat. Combat pissed me off frequently. But the times when it wasn't pissing me off, it was fine. But it was never a high point. It was only a low point, or a neutral point, if that makes sense. So that's a 2 out of 5. I don't know any of the numbers that I just said. Graphics are like a 5 as well. So I think that's like 6 5s that I just... So out of 30, I guess, This game was a... Brad, put it up on the screen. And just in terms of vague impressions, it's like a 4 out of 5 game for me. I think it's cool. I like this game. Maybe an 8 out of 10. Maybe a 9 out of 10. No, that combat pissed me off. 8 out of 10. 8. Honestly, 8. But yeah. That was Scorn. Shit. Alright. So I guess that's it. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I did really enjoy it. I finished the game. How many of y'all doubted me? How many of you doubted me that I would finish this game? It's a short game. I knew I'd finish it, but I'm glad I did. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think about the game and any like theories you have. I would be really interested to hear those. And I guess that concludes this Scare Zone mini-series, and I'll see you in the next video with whatever I post next. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye!